Well, he came from Miami, Italy. Hitchhiked away across the USA. Plucked her eyebrows on the way, shaved her legs, then he was a she said, "Hey babe, take a walk on the wild side." She said, "Hey honey, take a walk on the wild side." Little Joe never once gave it away. Everybody had to pay and pay. A hustle here or a hustle there. New York City is the place where they said, "Hey babe, take a walk on the wild side." I said, "Hey Joe, take a walk on the wild side." Well, hi there pluckers, I will solve things again with you, but hopefully another classic hit for you to have a go at. A song from Lou Reed, of course, famous song of his called "Walk on the Wild Side." Okay, so I'm in standard tuning, no capos, doing it in the key of C, right, which is the same key as the original recording that he made of this record. Okay, in later years, obviously in his concerts, you may well see videos of him playing it in D. Okay, but on the original record it was in C, so that's what I've done on the original record. So standard tuning, no capos, in the key of C. Okay, so this couple of things to note. I am playing this with my thumb, entirely with my thumb. Okay, so the strumming and everything is my thumb. The reason I'm using my thumb and not a pick is because of the sound that's on the track. The guitar rhythm is very laid back, and I think if you play it with a pick, it's a bit in your face and a bit too bright. So I think the thumb gives, I think, a very close assimilation to what's on the record. Okay, so that's what I'm doing that. But by all means, try a pick if you so wish. Okay, so the way I've started it off, obviously on the start of the record, there's a very prominent bass part. So I thought it'd be quite nice to kick off with that. So this is what I've come up with. Is this? Okay, so what I'm doing there for the bass part is I'm playing a partial C chord, second on the fourth with my first finger and third on the fifth with my second finger, and I'm using my thumb just to pluck those two strings, and then there's a little mini pause and then you hit them again, same two strings. Okay, so it's, and on the second one you slide up using the same shape, keeping that shape, and you end up on the 7th fret of the 4th string and the 8th fret of the 5th string. Okay, so okay, and when you've landed on those frets, you use your thumb and pluck them again. So you go. As soon as they get there, you hit them again. Okay, so it's okay, and then what we do is I use my third finger to go up to the 10th fret on the 4th string, hit that note with your thumb and slide down, and then we do the whole thing again. And I did it twice, but you can do it as many times, 4 times if you want to do it 4 times. Okay, do it 4 times. Okay, or don't do it at all. If you don't like it. Okay, so that's my intro. So you come out of that second time, you go into a C chord, straightforward C chord, and then I'm I'm strumming with my thumb. And then the second chord is an F6, straightforward normal F chord, simple F chord, but with your pinky added to the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, the B string. And I'm strumming with my thumb from about 4 downwards. If you hit the 5th string, it doesn't matter. and the sort of rhythm is it's very like the do to do to do to do to do to do to do sort of thing, but using that as the rhythm sort of thing. So it's do to 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 do, with one subtle difference. This left hand, the fretting hand, I'm lifting on and off all the time. So it's da, so da da da. Every time I go da 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 da, I'm fretting, and then immediately letting go. It's on off all the time. Regular do to do to do to do to do do, and the same with this one. It's do to do. It's on. It's like do on the beat. Do to do to do to do to do to to do. This hand's going all the time, steady sort of to do to do to do to do do, but it's on. Okay, got the idea? So it's something you need to practice. It's used quite a lot, this muting the string with this hand by taking the pressure off, keeping the shape, just let the pressure off, put it back on again, take it off, put it on. So do on, off, do off, on, off. This hand is constantly doing that. Alright? Do to do to do to do to do to do. Okay? So you come out of that bass bit. In a rhythm. Do 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 do. Okay. Then do that a couple of times. That sequence, C to F6, C to F6, and then the singing kicks in. Okay. Now the other thing with this hand, when it's with playing it with your thumb, the other useful thing on this is you can use the tips of your finger to do that on the below the neck there, and it acts like the brushes on the drum. Because on this track, I believe the drummer is actually using the old brushes, yeah, and that's pretty close to what they sound like. So it adds to the sound of the record, yeah. Well, I think it does anyway. I might be on my own here, but that it's quite. And just very lightly, I'm accentuating it a bit, but just very lightly. Just an idea. Okay, right, so let's get into the chords. Right, so after you've done two of those sequences, C to F6, C to F6, you carry on doing that and the first two lines of the song. Yeah, so it's coming out to the bass, two lots of this. Right, here comes the singing. Holly came from Miami, FLA, and again, hitchhiked away across the USA. Right, this is where it changes. Now we do C, plucked her eyebrows on the way is D minor. So it's plucked her eyebrows on the way, then an F chord, a standard F, not F6, a standard F, shaved her legs, and then D minor again. And then he was a she, right? So it's plucked her eyebrows on the way, shaved her legs, and then he was a she. She says, hey babe, back to the C to F6. Okay, so it's C to D minor, F to D minor, and then back to the C to F6. Alright, so from the beginning of the verse, two lots of C to F6, and then we'll do the singing, yeah? Alright, here we go. Holly came from Miami, FLA, hitchhiked away across the USA, plucked her eyebrows on the way, shaved her legs, then he was a she. She says, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side. She said, hey honey, take a walk on the wild side. And then basically that's it. The song just repeats everything again. and then in between some verses or after some verses you can just carry on doing the C to F6 and do the do to 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 do. Okay, and that's it. Basically, that's all there is in the song. So just go through it again, just once more for good measure. We'll do the whole thing. Intro, 2 lots of intro, 2 lots of C to F6, and then we'll start doing the first verse. Okay, so. Right, here comes the verse. Holly came from Miami, FLA. Hitchhiked her way across the USA. Plucked her eyebrows on the way, shaved her legs, and he was a she said, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side. Said, hey honey, take a walk on the wild side. Do 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 Well, there you have it, boys and girls, my take for a single guitar on Lou Reed's Walk on the Wild Side. Hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye for now.